We are here today in the continuation part of gynoecium, which is called as carpel. Okay, so as you know, the carpel consists of stigma, style and ovary. Stigma being the receptive part or the apical part, style is the middle portion, while ovary is a basal portion which consists of ovule. Now you know we have already studied about the ovule and its types. So in a previous video lecture we have ended up with the types of ovule which consist of the female gametophyte. Okay, so let me underline female gametophyte, which is also called as a embryo cell. Now you know the female gametophyte is actually a 7-celled 8 nucleated structure. Yes, but how exactly this 7-cell 8 nucleated structure has been formed, वो हमने अब तक देखा नहीं है. So now today we are going to study that how exactly this 7-cell 8 nucleated structure is formed. Okay, so let us go further. Yes, see, this is a part where actually you can see the flower. Okay, the flora or the flower, it is having the accessory whorl and essential whorl. If you remember, I have explained you that accessory whorl is those part which helps in sexual reproduction called as calyx and corolla. Can you see here the green part? That is a calyx. Okay, and the attractive colored reddish in color which is therein is called as corolla or the petals. Okay, so both this part is called as an accessory whorl which will helps in sexual reproduction. Okay, now the next part is the essential whorl. Now you know why they are called as essential whorl? They are actually participating in sexual reproduction. So it's androecium, which is male part, and the gynoecium, which is called as female part. Okay, both the things are actually included in this essential whorl as they are directly taking participation for sexual reproduction. Why? Because they both can produce a male and female gamete. Not the androecium, this part will going to produce male gamete, and the carpel will going, or the gynoecium will produce female gamete. Okay, so they both are called as an essential whorl. Okay, now let me make a partition here. The flora, which consists of all the whorls, and this is the partition so that it will not create any kind of confusion, because this is all related to the male part and this is related to the female part. Okay, now let us start. Can you see this thin section? This thin section is of anther which has been taken from the individual stamen. Okay, now this anther, it is having the pollen sac, and the individual pollen sac are having many MMC. Now you know what is MMC? It is a microspore mother cell. So the microspore mother cell is actually diploid in nature. So you know whenever any cell is diploid in nature, they will undergo the meiotic division, that is reductional division. So as soon as the meiosis takes place, the individual microspore mother cell will give rise to 4 haploid pollen grain or the microspores. Okay, remember this pollen grain will be further acting as a male gametophyte which consists of male gametes. Okay, so this was about the male gametophyte development. Now the next part is the female reproductive part called as gynoecium. The individual member is called as pistil or carpel that consists of stigma part. This one is a style and this is the ovary. Okay, now let us see further. Yes, the ovary, you can see here the bulbous portion or the basal portion that is having the green part called as ovule. Okay, now see here, this is a ovule that is having the central prominent parenchymatous nucellus. Now this nucellus is nutritive in function, and you can see it is having a single cell which is called as megasporocyte. You know that megasporocyte is again in diploid nature. So this megasporocyte is also called as MMC, which is called as megaspore mother cell. Again being diploid in nature, that megaspore mother cell will undergo the meiotic division. Okay, due to which the 4 megaspore will going to form. Remember this, from those 4 megaspores, 1 megaspore will be towards the chalazal end of the ovule and the another towards the micropylar end. Okay, so it's very important part, because you have to remember that from all those megaspore which is in a linear tetrad form, only one will remain functional, which is towards the chalazal end. Okay, so you can see here one is remaining which is actually a functional megaspore, and all the three will going to degenerate. Okay, so like this only one remain functional for further development of embryo sac. Okay, now this one which is a functional megaspore will undergo 3-time mitotic division. Okay, now you know the mitotic division is a simple division which is not reductional, it is an equational division which will give rise to finally the 8 nucleus, and that time the 8 nucleated structure is formed which is called as embryo sac. Okay, there is now the formation of 7-celled 8 nucleated structure which is called as embryo sac. Remember, the embryo sac is very important part because it consists of the egg cell inside it. These you can see the egg cell, so it is acting as a female gamete which further fused with the male gamete to form a zygote. Okay, so this is how the development takes place, but still we are going to see it further in detail, much more detail. See, now this is a part, you can see the stigma part, a small, can you see the granular structure? That grain is nothing but the pollen grain. Okay, the pollen grain has been attached or land on the stigma. So stigma का जो नेचर है वो कैसा है कि इट इज़ स्टिकी इन नेचर एंड ऑल्सो दे आर सम वॉट रफ इन नेचर. सो बीइंग sticky and rough, the pollen grain can easily catch by this stigma, and here the pollen grain can germinate and will form the germ tube. You can see the germ tube is actually entering through this channel of the style, and ultimately they will reach to the ovarian chamber which is where exactly the ovule is present. Now these ovule mein there is a small opening called as micropyle, inside which there is a egg. So they will enter and will release the male gamete, and finally the fertilization is done. Okay, so this was about the male and female gametophytic development. In short, I have told you. So you can see how beautifully it has been explained, right? But now we are going to see the detail, or with points I can say, with keywords, this all developmental stage. Okay, so let's see further. Yeah, now first part is the megasporogenesis. Now can you see the megasporogenesis is having the two different words which has been fused here. The genesis, which means formation or the synthesis, and megaspore. Megaspore is again the spore which has been produced or formed after meiosis of megaspore mother cell. Okay, so it is the process of formation of haploid megaspore from the diploid megaspore mother cell. Okay, so this process of formation of haploid megaspore is called as megasporogenesis. Okay, now the development of female gametophyte. Actually, we already have been studying in the previous slide, but still here I have given you the protocol so that easily you can understand. So I am going to simultaneously mark the keyword. Kindly note it. See, the megaspore mother cell. This one is a megaspore mother cell which is diploid in nature. So as you know, whenever the cell is in diploid, they will undergo meiosis. So meiosis is a kind of reductional division, after which the cell, a single cell which is diploid, will give rise to 4 megaspore. Now one thing, very notable point is this, all the spores have been formed in a linear arrangement. Okay, remember this upper wala jo spore hai, this is towards the chalazal end, and all is below, just below to the chalazal megaspore. Okay, so remember this upper spore, megaspore, which is toward the chalazal end, will remain functional. So this will be remaining functional, and all the lower will going to degenerate. Now the question is, if all the three, rest of the three will going to degenerate, so why there is a need to do meiosis, or why there is a formation of 4 megaspore if it is if only one is required? Okay, so remember this first the chalazal, the one which is toward the chalazal end, that megaspore will further going to develop female gametophyte, and for the formation of female gametophyte they will require nourishment or nutrient. Okay, so all these 3 megaspore, when they get degenerated, they will provide the nourishment for this megaspore which is functional. Okay, so for this reason there is a meiosis and formation of all those formation of all the 4 megaspore. But remember, the reason is because the megaspore mother cell was diploid, so ultimately they will going to do the meiotic division only. Now next is, yeah, Now have you seen in a before slide that 4 megaspore has been formed, from which I have told you one will remain functional, which is towards the chalazal end. Okay, so let me mark the point. One will remain functional. Okay, now this functional wala jo spore hai, that will be acting as a, I can say, precursor cell for the further development of female gametophyte. Now you can see here it is a one cell with only one nucleus. Okay, now here one nucleus will undergo free nuclear mitotic division. Let me mark the point, free nuclear mitotic division. Now what does it mean? It means here the one nucleus, which I can call it as a parent nucleus, will undergo again the division. So it will undergo 3-time division. Now you can imagine that if once the nucleus will undergo division of by mitosis, so they will going to give rise to the two nuclei. Okay, so this is one nucleus, this is two nuclei. So again this 2 will undergo mitotic division to form 4, and ultimately this 4 will again give rise to 8 nuclei. Okay, so what will going to happen further, you can see here. Yeah, yes, you can see here the 8 nucleated structure will form. See here first 1 2 3 4, and below 1 2 3 4, like this. At the opposite pole in the embryo sac, the 4 nuclei will going to form towards each pole. But what happens further, from this 4 and 4 nuclei from opposite pole, one of the nucleus will going to migrate at the central position. So you can imagine that before migration, here it was 4 nuclei, and even towards the micropylar end there was a 4 nuclei. But when one from the 4 nuclei has been migrated to the center from each pole, so what will happen, 3 will rest here and 3 will remain here, and in between the central part there will be a 2 nuclei. Okay, so this 2 nuclei structure will called as a secondary nucleus or polar nuclei. Okay, and बाकी का जो 3 nuclei है which is towards the chalazal end will called as an antipodal cell, and these lower 3 nuclei which is towards the micropylar end will be called as egg apparatus. Okay, so let me mark the point. You can see here one nucleus from each pole they will migrate. Okay, which is very important. So it is called as polar nuclei. You can see here. Okay, each pole से एक nucleus बीच में आ रहा है, and the 3 nuclei towards the chalazal is called as antipodal, and the 3 which is towards the micropylar is called as the egg apparatus. You can see here these are the antipodal, this is secondary nucleus or the polar nuclei, and this one is the egg apparatus which consists of central egg, that is female gamete, and either side में जो present है that is called as synergid. Okay, synergid. Now again you can see the 3 nuclei towards the micropylar end is called as egg apparatus, kindly note it, and then it consists of central large cell, that is egg, and again supporting synergid which is present to the either side of the egg cell. Okay, the synergid is having some peculiar character. You can say it is having the filiform apparatus. I will show you in the further slide, don't worry. Okay, that I can say the function of this synergid is it will give the direction or it will guide the pollen tube so that it will properly enter to the embryo sac and can release 2 male gametes for further fertilization process. Okay, now last you can see the antipodals which are having the 3 cells. Okay, towards the chalazal end. Remember, I am again and again telling you that it was a free nuclear division. So the free nuclear division means it has not undergo the cytoplasmic division, but as soon as the free nuclear division has been formed, and from the 4 nuclei from each polar region, when there is a migration of individual or each nucleus toward the central place, after that the individual nucleus will form its cell wall, and that's why now I am calling it as a cell. So it is antipodal cell, this one is a egg apparatus, and this is a secondary nucleus. Remember here the cell is not being formed, so here actually 2 nuclei is present which fuse to form secondary nucleus which is actually diploid in nature. Okay, so let's see further. Yes, again kindly let me mark the keywords. Yeah, this becomes the 7-celled 8-nucleated structure which is called as embryo sac. Okay, now you can see again it is very important that you have to remember the monosporic word. What exactly the monosporic mean? Now previously I have told you that when there is a megaspore, mother cell undergo meiotic division, they will going to form 4 megaspore, if you remember. ठीक है, so 1 megaspore was functional and all the 3 megaspore was degenerating. Okay, so this one functional megaspore was acting as a precursor cell for entire development of female gametophyte. So as only one was functional, so they are called as a monosporic. You know, mono is a single, it means entire development has been takes place by only one cell, so they are called as monosporic development. Next part which is very important is endosporous. Now what does it mean? Endosporous means, see, here is a cell. Remember, it is a cell which is a functional wala cell which is having one nucleus. Okay, so these nucleus was undergoing a mitotic division which was free mitotic division. So whatever the nucleus has been formed of secondary nucleus, egg apparatus or even antipodal cell, that all nuclear division was internal to this single megaspore. So that's why endosporous, it means internal to the spore all development has been takes place. Okay, so that is called as endosporous. Now you have to remember this female gametophyte जो हमने अभी स्टडी किया है, ये exactly कहाँ पर होता है? So it is present in the ovule which enclosed inside the ovary. Remember what is ovary? स्टार्टिंग में मैंने कहा था स्टिग्मा, स्टाइल एंड ओवरी. स्टिग्मा इज रिसेप्टिव पार्ट वेर एग्जैक्टली द पोलन लैंड्स. द स्टाइल इज अ पार्ट वेर from where I can say the pollen tube they get enter and will reach in the ovary part. So this is a part exactly where the ovule is present, inside which the female gametophyte is there. Okay, so this was about entire developmental stage. Now it's nothing but I can say whatever I have explained you in steps, this all is in one picture. You can see here the megaspore mother cell being diploid, they will give rise to 4 haploid megaspore in linear tetrad form. You can see one will remain functional which is towards the chalazal end, and all 3 will going to degenerate. Okay, now this one functional is a precursor cell for further development of female gametophyte. So I can say one nucleus will undergo mitotic division to form 2 will form again 4 nucleus, and 4 will form 8, 4 towards the upper part and 4 towards the lower part. Okay, so one or I can say each nucleus from both the pole will migrate toward the center, and this will called as secondary nucleus. So 3 antipodal, lower part is egg apparatus, and central may which is there is called as secondary nucleus. Okay, now this was entire development of female gametophyte. Okay, I hope you understood entire developmental stage. Now the next part is the last part. This is actually the mature embryo sac. Okay, so the mature embryo sac, I've told you that the 3 cell which is towards the chalazal end is called as antipodal. So remember its main function is actually the antipodals will further in the later stage will going to degenerate again. So why they degenerate? Because whatever the content is present in an antipodal, like protein is there, starch is present, and even the lipids are present. It means there is a fat, there is a starch like carbohydrate, and even the protein. All this content will be will released from this antipodal cell for further development of embryo and endosperm. Okay, that you have to remember. Now next part is polar nuclei. Now I hope that you remember the polar nuclei has been formed by migration of 2 nucleus from each pole. Okay, so this is diploid in nature. So this already is diploid in nature, with which the one male gamete will fuse to form a triploid fusion endosperm. Okay, this endosperm is nutritive in function for embryo. Okay, and this last part, the lowermost part towards the micropylar end is called as egg apparatus. Now you have to remember the egg apparatus consists of central large egg. Can you see here the behind wala part? Yeah, egg, it is there. Now egg is acting as a female gamete with which the male gamete fuse to form diploid zygote. Okay, now you can see this and this part which is called as synergid cell. Now can you see the synergid cell is having filiform apparatus? Yes, this wala part. You can see the finger-like projection is present. This finger-like projection or the filiform apparatus will help the pollen tube, or I can say they will guide the pollen tube to enter through it. So actually when the pollen tube gets enter, it will enter from one of the synergid, and whatever the content is present in the synergid cell will provided to the pollen tube, so that pollen tube will rupture and will release two male gamete. Okay, so when the two male gamete they get released in the embryo sac, one of the gamete they fuse with the egg to form a zygote, and the next wala male gamete will fuse with the polar nuclei to form endosperm. Okay, so this was about entire structure and the function of mature embryo sac. So remember, this embryo sac is also called as a female gametophyte because it consists of the female gamete called as egg. Okay, and this structure is present in ovule, which is present in exactly the ovary part. Okay, so I hope you understood the entire structure and function of embryo sac and its developmental stage. Now here I am having a beautiful small video clip for you all to show you entire developmental stage of embryo sac. Okay, so you know this is a carpal part, that is gynoecium, which consists of stigma, style and ovary. So this is a ovary part which is a basal portion which consists of ovules, and this is a style through which the pollen tube they enter from the stigma to the ovary. And you can see this is a part, you can see here the rough stigma. Okay, the rough nature of stigma will help the pollen to easily entangle on its surface, and this is a open hollow channel of the style, so that pollen tube can get enter and can reach in the ovarian chamber. Now you can see here inside the chamber there are ovules. See, these all are the number of ovules which are having all the individual ovule is called as megasporangia, which having the integument. You know, the integument is the outer covering which enclose the nucellus, and here is a small opening called as a micropyle which actually give entry to the coming pollen tube having two male gametes. This is the body of ovule, and this is a small stalk called as funicle. Okay, now you can see the beautiful yellow part is called as nucellus, which is having one cell, a diploid cell called as sporocyte, which undergo meiotic division to form 4 haploid megaspore. Okay, so this is a 4 haploid megaspore. You can see the arrangement, it is a linear in condition. Now this upper wala megaspore is toward the chalazal end, which will remain functional. Okay, all the three will degenerate. Okay, so you can see here the one which remain functional will be acting as a precursor cell for further development of entire female gametophyte. Okay, now you can see the cell gets enlarged. This is a one cell which is having a single nucleus, and now the free nuclear division will going to take place 3 times. So the 4 nuclei will towards the each pole. One nucleus will going to migrate at the central portion called as polar nuclei or secondary nucleus. Okay, now 3 toward the upper surface is called as a antipodal, and 3 toward the lower is called as egg apparatus, which is called as now one is egg, which is enlarged cell. Okay, and to the either side of the egg there is a synergid which was having the filiform apparatus. Okay, now you can see the antipodal which is toward the chalazal end, and here is a secondary nucleus, and this part is a egg apparatus. Okay, now this is actually the 7-celled 8 nucleated structure called as embryo sac.